The Chicago Bears opened their season at home against the Buffalo Bills on Sunday. Chicago is installed as a 7-point favorite on BETDAQ, 47.5 the total in this game. It's an interesting game because of the perception of both teams. People like Chicago. A lot of people are picking them to unseat Green Bay atop the NFC North this season. People liked Chicago last year. You heard and read a lot of positive things about the Chicago Bears in Mark Trestman's first year as coach. The Bears led the NFC North throughout most of the season. They ended up finishing second in the NFL in points scored. They have an embarrassment of riches in terms of skill position talent. Maybe the best tandem of wideouts in the NFL in Brandon Marshall and Alshon Jeffrey. In Matt Forte, they have a running back who's one of the best 4 or 5 in the league at his position and is still in his physical prime. They just added Santonio Holmes last week to be the third option in the passing game. Holmes is a guy who's been the number 1 option in the passing game on most of the teams he's been on throughout his career. So plenty of talent on the Chicago offense. The main reason why people seem to be so bullish on the Bears this season. However, as we said, the Bears were popular last year as well, and they only covered 4 times all season. That's because their defense was so bad that it really didn't matter how good their offense was. The Chicago defense last year allowed 29.9 points per game. They allowed over 150 rushing yards per game. They did rank last in the NFL in rushing defense. And you look at Buffalo. Now, people's perception of the Buffalo Bills a lot different. Most people thinking they'll finish last in the AFC East this season, primarily because of their quarterback situation. E.J. Manuel, the second-year quarterback in Buffalo, nobody really sure if he can get the job done. I'm not sure if he can get the job done. I'm not a E.J. Manuel believer by any means. However, you look at the rest of this Bills team, really solid. The Bills can run the football, second in the NFL in rush yards per game last season. They've got that thunder and lightning tandem of Fred Jackson and C.J. Spiller. And as we mentioned, no defense was worse at stopping the run last year than Chicago. So that should really work out well for the Bills this Sunday. And the Buffalo defense is better than a lot of people realize. They finished 10th in the NFL in total defense last season. They finished 4th in passing defense. Really, their one weakness was stopping the run. The Bills had some trouble stopping the run themselves. Not as much trouble as the Bears had, but they were not good against the run. They've taken some steps to address that, most notably signing middle linebacker Brandon Spikes, who's a noted run stuffer, so we'll see if that makes much of a difference. The Bears have also seen a shake-up of personnel in their front 7, especially on the defensive line. Their most notable acquisition was the signing of defensive end Jared Allen from Minnesota, but essentially they've replaced one aging Pro Bowl defensive end, Julius Peppers, with another one in Allen. I don't expect the Bears to be as bad as they were last season in the front 7. I mean, it's difficult to be that bad, but I do think the Bears are going to have real problems on defense again this year. I think those problems might start on Sunday containing this Buffalo running game. For that reason, I think the Bills might be a good-looking bet here as a 7-point underdog. I know that's not a popular opinion. The Bears have been a popular public bet this week. But hey, as we said, the Bears were a popular public bet frequently last season, and they only covered 4 times all year. I think the Bills might keep this one close. I do expect Chicago to win a close game, but I lean towards Buffalo +7.